Alrighty, here we go. This should be a really good match. This is Odion against Arcana. And who do you pick out of these two to get through this semi-final and into the championship game? Both of their decks are really tricky. Both of their decks have some pretty nasty trap cards. It is anyone's game. Alright, so the winner of this will go to the final and they will play the winner of Mako and... Why have I gone blank? Who was the other game? Oh, Yugioh and Rex Raptor. I had Yugioh and Mako in my mind, but I know they played in the quarterfinals. Who was the semi-final? It was... So yes, the winner of this will go on to play the winner of Yugioh and Rex Raptor. Alright, Curse of Anubis, also in Odion's hand. He's just played down the Wandering Mummy. And the other trap card he played was one of those metal reflect tokens, which is a 3000 defense, so Odion is well protected early on in this match. Metal reflect slime, 3000 defense when that's flipped up, although it is susceptible to cards like remove trap and mystical space typhoon and all them as well, so trap monsters, while very good, they do have that weakness. They can be destroyed both in battle and by magic and trap cards. That will target. Okay, there is Malice, Dole of Demise. During your next standby phase, after this card was sent from the field to the graveyard by the effect of a continuous spell card, I believe you can special summon it. I was reading the text and then it went away. Alright, Wandering Mummy is destroyed. And the Dole of Malice, I've got that card as well. In fact, I've got both those cards. I've got Wandering Mummy and I've got that Malice Dole as well. There is Scapegoat from Odion. I've got Scapegoat as well. And now Odion has to be wary because Scapegoat will give you the option of putting the goat tokens or the ghost goat tokens in attack mode. And I don't know why you would ever do that with tokens that have 0 attack points. Alright, Arcana now with another draw, and he is gone for a face down defense. Goes into the battle phase, he'll go for another attack with his Malice Dole. It's a creepy looking card. That is all. Alright, Scapegoat is flipped up, so that will be able to create 4 black sheep tokens. And you have the option of how many you want to put down as well, so it does work a little bit different from Scapegoat. But what this will do is it will fill Odion's field with some defense. So he will be protected for the time being. The actual Scapegoat itself is destroyed. Malice, the Dole of Demise. I do have that card physically as well. I've got Scapegoat as well. I don't have Curse of Anubis. Alright, that was Temple of the Mind's Eye. Any battle damage a player takes becomes 1000. Bit of a double-edged sword, because if you take 50 points of damage, of like battle damage, it will become 1000. If your opponent attacks you with a direct attack with 3000, again, it will become 1000. So it's a double-edged sword card. It's both beneficial and a hindrance as well, but Odion has elected to play it. It does look cool on the field though, doesn't it? Looks like looks very Yu-Gi-Oh-esque, very temple. All the artwork on the pillars. Alright, Neo the Magic Swordsman is played from Arcana. We haven't seen that card yet from him. It was basically a filler card for him. Alright, Malice, the Dole of Demise, gets rid of a goat token, or ghost token, I should say. And Neo the Magic Swordsman does the same. So Odion running out of defenses, but he does still have that metal reflect slime as well. There's a negate attack. So negate attack will allow Odion to also completely end Arcana's battle phase. So he is protected for the time being, but Odion hasn't drawn fantastic cards. To start off with, we haven't had any of his big tactical ones which he used to defeat Mai and Kaiba in the previous duels. Although I will say I have thoroughly enjoyed Odion's deck so far. It is a very, very cool deck to watch. And Arcana goes for a straight up tribute summon to get the Dark Magician onto the field here. Now, Arcana's deck has a lot of cards that work and complement well with the Dark Magician. Now, in this battle phase, what will Odion choose to do? Will he lose both of his Scapegoat tokens? Will he get his Metal Reflect? No, he's gone for Negate attack. So that will end the battle phase, and Odion will keep both the tokens on the field for at least another turn. So he is still very well protected. Thing is, with the trap monster, it'll flip up, and obviously Arcana will know that it's there. Okay, Poison Mummy, that's an 1800 defense. Its flip effect will do 500 points of damage. Odion's chosen to flip up Metal Reflect Slime. And Poison Mummy now is also set in defense. That will do 500 points of damage when it's flipped. It's also an 1800 defense, so it's actually not too bad. Oh, Nightmare Will. Arcana has flipped up Nightmare Will, and he has attached it to that Metal Reflect Slime. Metal Reflect Slime won't be able to change its battle position, but this means that Odion's going to lose 500 points each standby phase. Well, each of Arcana's standby phases, I should say. So Odion now, he's in trouble. He needs to sort that card out quick, otherwise he will drop a lot of life points. Skilled Dark Magician is summoned. So every time a spell card is activated, you put a spell counter on it. When you have 3, you can move all the spell counters, and I believe you summon a Dark Magician. Do you tribute Skilled Dark Magician as well? I'd have to wait for the card effect to flip back up to check that. And oh, I just heard Arcana's player scream. Well, okay, that was a misclick. Neo the Magic Swordsman has accidentally attacked Metal Reflect Slime. That actually went, instead of doing 1300 damage, it did 1000. Misclicks, they do happen. It is actually quite, with Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist, you'll sort of be attacking in a sequence, but the game kind of like defaults to the middle sometimes, and you kind of, but not always. Like, the game's weird with how sometimes where it selects its default cursor. Misclicks are actually very easy to happen in this game. Oh, here we go, 1000 Knives. If you control Dark Magician, target one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Metal Reflect Slime is done, and Ectoplasma. Well, that's... Okay, well I guess Odion, yeah, he's loading his field up with monsters. Ectoplasma is going to do a lot of damage to Odion. Arcana will lose monsters, but at the moment he is looking like he is going to... It looks like he's going to win this match convincingly. Skilled Dark Magician attacks. It only does 1000 because of Odion's field spell, which is pretty much what's saving him right now. Otherwise, he would have lost. He would have lost a lot more points than that, that's for sure. He's still got 4000 if... And Ectoplasma is going to activate. Would Odion have run out of life points? I tell you what, he wouldn't have been far off. He wouldn't have been far off at all of running out of life points if that, is it Temple of the Mind's Eye? Is that what it's called? If that wasn't on the field, Odion, he's in big trouble here. Unfortunately, it looks like Odion is going to lose because he has got a mountain to climb to get back into this duel. He does have a few ace cards in his deck as well, which complement sort of like the rare hunter vibe as well. A third spell card's been activated, so Skilled Dark Magician will be able to come into play as well. Okay, D-Spell's activated on Ectoplasma. Curse of Anubis, that will put all effect monsters in defense mode and make their defense 0 for 1 turn. So Odion could play that, and he could potentially wipe out 2 of Arcana's monsters, but to get there, Odion needs to have monsters on the field without them being destroyed to begin with. Alright, Embodiment of Apophis is played. The thing is, even if Odion, even if he has a monster and it's only going to take like 100 points of damage, that's where that Temple of the Mind's Eye... Oh no, he's gone for Curse of Anubis now. It is during Yugi's turn. I guess he's gone for it to keep more of his monsters on the field because he's got no cards in his hand. Otherwise, he would have lost at least 2 of them. And even with Judgment of Anubis, he wouldn't have been able to destroy. And plus... Oh, okay, there's Cobra Jar. That'll flip up and put a poisonous snake token. So really, he could have had 2 monsters on the field, but then he could have destroyed those 2, but it wouldn't have made any difference. And oh, you are joking! He's drawn Raigeki. Raigeki? I'm pretty sure that's how you say it, Raigeki. Oh my word, that is an absolute clutch draw. Arcana's field has just been obliterated, and now it's going to be 3,000 points of damage due to the effect of Temple of the Mind's Eye, but suddenly this duel has flipped straight onto its head. The Rare Hunters, they put a Raigeki in Joey's deck, and I didn't want Joey to have it, so I put it in Odion's deck to sort of pay a nod to those Rare Hunter cards as well, but what a draw. Raigeki is just... I think it's limited to 1 per deck. It's not a ban card, but you're only allowed to have 1 of them in your deck because, let's be fair, Raigeki is a stupid card. It is so overpowered, it's not funny. And Arcana now with 2 face-down spell or traps. No, he's gone with 3 and a face-down defense. Raigeki is almost unfair to have in a deck because it's just so broken. And there's Contract with a Dark Master as well. Alright, battle phase, and Arcana is in big trouble. If he hasn't got something over 1600 defense, and it is... The likelihood is that he's got a magic or a trap card on the field. Arcana's having a bit of a thing. Oh, it's Mystical Elf! And because that's battle damage, that's done 1,000 points of damage instead of 400. And Odion's starting to get a bit low on life points here. He's gone into main phase 2. He's going to switch Poison Mummy and he's Poison a Snake token to defense mode. Oh, tragedy! And I don't mean that just as for what's just happened to Odion. That's the name of the card, and it's just as much of a tragedy as what it is, because when a face-up position monster your opponent controls is changed to defense position, destroy all defense position monsters on the field. That, Oh, and there's a Dust Tornado! No, you can get rid of the monster. Okay, he's decided to go for Temple of the Mind's Eye. He's just activated Magician's Robe's effect from the graveyard. He's pulled that back to the field, and that's a 2,000 defense as well. He could have used Dust Tornado to destroy, that snake trap card, something of Apophis. Its name's just escaped me for a second. I've had too many cards floating around in my head. What an absolutely chaotic match. We've had Odion flip it on its head with a Raigeki, and we've just had Arcana flip it back 360 or 180 or however. Oh, and there's Swords of Concealing Light as well. Odion's elected to play that. He's got really nothing else to play. Embodiment of Apophis, that's what it was. Alright, that's gone to defense mode. Odion's, what's that, Temple of the Mind's Eye. It's a close match, and it's a good match. This is what you want in the semi-finals and the final match as well. This is what you want. Who takes it from here? The only thing is Odion's card count's a bit low, and Swords of Concealing Light is only going to... It's not really going to protect him that much. Arcana's having a good think here. And... Oh, Breaker the Magical Warrior. When it's normal summon, you place a spell counter on it. It gains 300 attack for each spell counter. You can remove one spell counter from the card, then target one spell or trap on the field and destroy it. So he's elected not to use that effect, obviously, so you could destroy Odion's... Oh, Swords of Revealing Light. Odion has pulled another fantastic card, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work because Break of the Magical Warrior's effect, he can remove a spell counter and just destroy the swords. Embodiment of Apophis was the last defense that Odion had. Oh, there's Dark Magic Veil, pay 1,000 life points, special summon one dark spellcaster monster from your hand or the graveyard. Back comes the Dark Magician, and this one is going to be over. Swords of Revealing Light isn't going to be able to work for Odion. It would have. However, Arkana played Break of the Magical Warrior. And unless Arkana has somehow misread its effect, which he hasn't, or if he misclicks, which he hasn't, Arkana is going to pick up the win in what was an absolute quality match. Like, let's not take anything away. This was a really, really good match. Unfortunately, my tournament favourite so far, Odion, and a lot of people have liked Odion in this tournament as well, but he is finally defeated. Arkana will move on to the final. Man, I never knew Arkana's deck would be so good as well. Oh my word, what a match. That's what you want to see in a semi-final. And speaking of finals, I did watch the Euros last night, and sadly, England also, they came up runner-up again. They come up runner-up in 2020 as well. Anyway, let's pull up the tournament bracket as well and have a look. Just to have a recap. There it is. Okay, so Arkana has defeated Odion in a really, really tight, really, really high-quality match. Rex and Yugi will be on tomorrow, and the winner of that will go on to face Arkana for the Battle City Cup. And then after that, we will go into a season mode where we'll have best out of 3. We'll have all the duelists again. I'll pull up a new season bracket for them all. They'll all play each other once, and whoever has the most wins at the end of the season will be the winner, unless there is tiebreakers needed. Like something like 2 duelists end up with the same amount of wins. So it's looking like, who do you pick out of Rex and Yugi? That's a match that can go either way as well. So, I mean, like, Rex and Yugi is 50-50, and Rex or Yugi versus Arkana is also 50-50. This is almost an impossible to call winner. And so far, this tournament has been really good. I'm really looking forward to the season mode as well. Anyway, that's enough talking from me. I am going to head off and get some sleep soon as well. It's gone past midnight now in WA, and WWE Raw is on tomorrow, and it should be a good show, as it always is. Anyway, to all of those out there who comment, appreciate you all of you out there who tune in. Stay safe, take care, farewell.